Hi everyone, the market today crashed big time, right? It did really horrible, but it's actually been doing really bad at least the past 5 days. It started off the year going upwards really nice, and most stocks were up, and then the past 5 days going down. All right, will there be a market crash? Will there be a recession? We're gonna look at some things, but first I want to show you four stocks real quick, just charts, and I want to mention something that is, I think, something you should consider if you're new to investing. Especially new investors will listen to me probably more than the investors who are trading for a while. I think it usually sometimes it works like that, but I think it's a good advice, and people might want to listen, because at the end of the day, when the market has been going down the way it has so far, I have a lot of stocks in my portfolio that are green, and that I'm green on those. That's because I bought them a while back. All right, I bought them a while back. They went up so high that the past 5 days, even though the market went down quite a bit, they still are green, right? So the point is, long-term investing is not bad. It's actually really good. Trust me. 2019 came around, late 2019, early 2020. The pandemic came and it hit, and when the pandemic started, in the beginning of 2020, I didn't know what in the world was going to happen within the next 4 months. I mean, we were starting to get an idea, but it was too late. Stocks were already going on a downward trend. Not too much, still on a light mode, I would say. But then for the next 3 to 4 months in 2020, 5 months, things were crashing hard. We couldn't have known that the market would eventually turn around into the ultimate bullish run that it did and more than recover. We couldn't have known that. Imagine watching your portfolio vanish within 4 months. You think, it's just, a lot of people thought it was over with. But if you had invested in good companies, you wouldn't really have worried so much. When that happened, I said to myself, to be honest, just to let you know, on a personally, for me, as an example, what happened with me when I saw the markets going down for the first 3 to 4 months there in 2020, and I didn't know they were going to turn around. I thought that this thing would go on for another year or two. I was very, very frustrated. I was very stressed out. I was very sad. But I did say to myself, you know what, Mike? Just don't worry about it. Most of your stocks were good companies, or at least I thought they were, and they were. Don't worry about it. Just let it go. At some point, I said to myself, years down the road, everything will turn around, which they will. Good companies turn around, whether it's going to be months or years. But yeah, so stick to good companies long term. Sometimes long term is not so long. Here's an example real quick. One example is KTOS. Now, this is not a long-term investment, right? I admit, but I did buy it on September 13, 2022. It was something that I mentioned on my Discord. Mentioned it on my Discord at 12:20. Sold it today at 13:08. All right, on the first spike today at 13:08. That's not long-term. I get it. I had to get rid of it today for other reasons, so I can buy another stock that I really, really like, and I'm super excited to hold it for at least the next 5 years. It's amazing. So I was glad to get out, but still, when the market was going down today, and for the past 5 days, I was able to make money off a stock that I bought 5 months ago, right? And what about this? Within the past 5 months, so if people don't want to look at long-term past, if you don't want to hold stocks more than 5 months, consider at least 5 months on good companies. It really helps. It really does. Look at this. The next stock is Energy Transfer. I talked about this more than 5 months ago. Actually, I talked about Energy Transfer in early 2022 at $10 and something. I think it was $10.55, $10.38. It's now $12.90. It did touch $13 and more. Also, Frontline. I've done videos on Frontline. I've talked about Frontline on my Patreon, on my Discord. It's all archived. The posts are still there. People can go back and see the posts. When I talked about Frontline at $12.35, Frontline today is at $18.20. Shopify. Mentioned Shopify on my Discord at $26 as a buy in 2022. It's at $40 right now. All right, so what's going on? The market's today really bad. As you can see on the bottom, under me is the S&P 500, 3,971.80 as I'm doing the video right now. And this is the past 5 days that you are seeing this line right there. So the markets are, but Wall Street, let's talk about it. Losses in focus with Fed and inflation. What is going on? Wall Street is moving lower as investors evaluate new data showing resilient inflation and the Federal Reserve's next moves. So inflation is resilient. What's going to happen to the Fed? What's the next move? Market fears going downwards as far as stocks is concerned. But like I said, had you bought great companies at least 5-6 months ago minimum, you would be up. As announced today, the U.S. Personal Consumption Expenditures Price Index increased by 0.6% in January, which is the biggest rise in the last 7 months, following an upwardly revised increase of 0.2% in December. Now, when it comes to personal income in the U.S., it has risen by 0.6% in January, with market estimates expecting a 1% increase. At the same time, U.S. building permits increased by 0.1% in January, remaining near the 31-month low, which was recorded back on December 2022. One analyst said the following, which I think is very important. The new data shows that inflation is holding up and growth is not showing as much as the Fed would like. Markets now price in new interest rate hikes from the U.S. Central Bank, which will now slow the pace of rate hikes and may make cuts from 2024 onwards. Guys, basically listen, the Fed rate hikes are not going away. Inflation isn't going away. In my personal opinion, I think we're going to have to get used to a prolonged environment with inflation, interest rate hikes, and the whole fight. Volatile markets, sometimes they'll be going up and then they'll be really, going downwards. Overall, this might actually turn out really bad within the next 5 years, let's say. Charlie Munger said that it's a lost decade. It doesn't sound good, right? But you got to be, it's not all black and dark and the end of the world. Like I said, good companies, you buy them at a good valuation, at a cheap valuation, not a cheap price in the share. It has to be, the valuation has to be cheap. That when we say the price of a stock is cheap, we're talking about it's worth that price. It's trading cheaper than it should. I get it's a whole different subject. I have to make a video about that. So if you can still buy great companies at cheap prices if you find them, right? And you'll do well, even if we're talking about prolonged environment with inflation and interest rate hikes. So in this environment, the Dow is down 1.10%, Nasdaq down 1.91%, the S&P 500 down 1.25%, which is pretty big. The direction that the Fed's monetary policy will take is indicated by the head of Cleveland Fed, Loretta Mester. As she stated today on Bloomberg, the Fed must continue to raise interest rates and exceed 5%, while adding that they should remain at high levels for a long period of time. And she's always bearish. She's always very aggressive with going against the economy, in my opinion. Now, the American interest rates could reach 6%, said the CEO of JP Morgan. Speaking on CNBC, he noted that the Fed quickly faced uncontrolled inflation and aims to increase interest rates just above 5%, but it may need to increase them further. That's basically it. I mean, that's it. That's the whole uncertainty around the markets. That's the whole reason why the markets are going down. Will it recover? Will it go like this the whole year? It won't go the whole year like that. Don't let anybody scare the crap out of you. It won't be like that the entire year. Like I said, it's going to be a prolonged problem that won't go away anytime soon with volatility in it. That's just my opinion. Let me know in the comment section below what you think, and I wish you good trading and take care, everyone.
Are you looking for a Discord platform that offers a first-class trading community? That's what you can expect when you join Bull Market Watch. Trading can be challenging for some people, but we're here to simplify the process for you. We have a very powerful track record. Our Discord deals with day trades, swing trades, and long-term trades. Hundreds of traders operate through our Discord, where we come up with stocks to trade for profits on the NASDAQ and NYSE. With a low monthly subscription of $9.90, you will have full access to our Discord, where you can interact with other traders and get all the latest news when it comes to trading as well. It's a community that is extremely supportive of one another and always willing to help each other out. Become a member of Bull Market Watch today and be on your way to a better financial situation.